So you want to invest in the Calgary and area real estate marketplace. It's a great opportunity where you're going to see mammoth growth over the next several years. We put together this detailed explanation covering the 9 things that you should know before you get started, whether you're a seasoned professional or a first-time investor. This is John Hripko with the Hripko Real Estate team of Royal LePage Benchmark in Calgary. So let's start with an overview of the Calgary real estate marketplace. Going back a few years to 2014, energy prices were in the range of $120 a barrel of oil. In mid-2014, they plummeted down to $10 to $15 a barrel. Subsequently, prices of homes in Calgary also dropped significantly, anywhere between 15 to 40%, a massive decrease in values. Since that time, the marketplace was fairly flat during 15-16, but steadily increasing such that in 2021, values increased to such a point to match more or less to values that are equivalent to where they were in 2014. In fact, 2021 saw us have the greatest number of transactions ever in the history of the Calgary Real Estate Board, just under 28,000 units. With that, we've had a massive migration of people coming into Alberta and mostly into Calgary in the last year. Last year, we almost had 34,000 individuals moving to the province, and again, majority of those come to Calgary area. 2022 and onwards is projected to have a very similar increase of individuals. All that has caused a tremendous demand on rental properties. We just don't have enough. Our average price in Calgary is just under $500,000, and what we find right now, the marketplace under $800,000 is incredibly active. Having said that, we're not as wild as the Toronto, Vancouver, even Ottawa and Montreal marketplaces, but we are definitely in unprecedented territory. Currently, for homes under that $800,000 mark, we're quite often seeing multiple offers coming in with no conditions, no financing condition, no home inspection condition, or grandma taking a look at it because she's giving them $100,000 as a down payment for the property. It's also not unusual to see homes selling 10, 15, or even 20% above the asking prices because there's such demand. Now, let's talk about the various sectors. Single-family homes are tremendously active. Attached or duplex-style homes are also very attractive. Townhouse-style homes are seeing a great rapid increase in demand. However, condominiums, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condominiums, especially in the inner core, are quite desirable. However, the 1-bedroom condos are effectively white elephants at this time. All of that, though, no matter what you're talking about with regard to single-family homes all the way to 1-bedroom condominiums, location is paramount. So if somebody's looking at a condominium, we highly recommend not to consider condos under the 9th or 10th floor. So be to say, you want to be on the 10th floor or higher in the perfect world. Views of downtown or the mountains are paramount. Also, depending if you want to be close to the universities, the hospitals, shopping facilities, our transit system, and whatever else. The choice is wide, activity is great, and rental properties are at a premium.
In Alberta, we have rules and regulations to be followed called the Residential Tenancies Act, also known as the RTA. These rules may differ compared to other provinces, so it is wise to be familiar with the rules and regulations that differ from your home province. One of the differences that may surprise you in Alberta is that we do not have rent controls. In addition, landlords can not hold first and last month's rent. Rather, they can hold a security deposit that is no more than 1 month's rent. There are different types of leases, month to month and fixed term. It is preferable to have a fixed term lease for a long term for a variety of reasons, and mainly because you have less wear and tear on your property from many tenants moving in and out. There are many types of investment properties and various areas within the city that prove to be very good investments. In Calgary, we have 4 quadrants and various surrounding cities including Airdrie, Okotoks, and Cochrane. There are many types of properties to choose from detached homes, attached or duplex style, townhouses, both condominiumized and not, and condominium apartment style properties. You can find good investments in each sector of the market, but ultimately it depends on how much you want to spend on the property as well as looking at the overall maintenance costs. With condominiums, you pay a monthly condo fee, which typically covers the maintenance of the exterior of the property as well as the common maintenance grounds, while you are solely responsible for the interior of the property. Conversely, with a single-family home, you are responsible for the interior, exterior, and property maintenance. You may be able to find a property that is zoned for 2 separate dwellings. Most management companies will only rent them out as separate dwellings if they are zoned as legal separate dwellings versus illegal or non-conforming. When specifically looking at condominiums, we do recommend staying away from 1-bedroom units as they are considered the white elephant, and they're really hard for resale and rentals. We typically recommend going for a 2-bedroom with 2-bathroom and ideally a property that is built after 2010.
The minimum down payment for a revenue property is 20% compared to 5% for personal use. If you don't have the cash, you can finance your down payment. This can be done by taking an equity mortgage on your existing property, using an unsecured line of credit, or by a vendor take-back on the property. Don't make it too complicated. It's best to find the right investment property for your situation. There are various costs associated with a home purchase in Alberta. Your down payment, which is a minimum of 20% of the purchase price, this is due closer to closing. Before that, once we have an accepted offer, you'll need to provide a deposit to secure the sale. Typical deposit amounts are between $5,000 to $20,000 depending on the purchase price, and are payable by wire transfer or bank draft within a few days of the accepted offer. A home inspection could cost between $400 to $800 if you choose to do an inspection. A condo document review is highly recommended if you're choosing to purchase a condo for your investment, and this could cost about $500. Legal fees, this is another cost that you'll for sure have, and you're required to use a lawyer licensed in Alberta for your legal fees. This typically costs about $1,500. Once you have your investment property, there are monthly costs that you'll have to pay for, which include property taxes. These are determined by the municipality and will depend on your property's assessed value. Property insurance, these are approximately $100 per month for liability and fire coverage. Condo fees, if applicable, and property management costs if you choose to hire a property management company. We are affiliated with Citysearch Rental Network Inc, a premium property management company. Most property management companies have similar price structures that include startup costs, leasing costs, and 10% per month on the gross revenue.
Cash flow is the amount of profit that you bring in each month after collecting rent and paying off all your operating expenses. Cash flow equals gross rental income minus all the expenses and cash reserves. Know that buying investment properties is a long game. You may not necessarily see positive cash flow right from the beginning, but it is something that develops over time. The probability of immediate cash flow while putting minimal payment down is unrealistic. And just remember that this is all tax deductible. This is completely dependent on if you want to do this yourself or hire someone to perform this service. Property management companies perform a variety of services that can really help you out. They're typically a one-stop shop where they start from tenant placement, tenant vetting, collecting rent, dealing with any maintenance issues, and so on. In our opinion, they're worth every penny because it is definitely worth not having that headache of getting woken up at 3 a.m. from a tenant complaining about an issue that could have been handled the following day.
So the question always comes up, how should you structure your investment property or properties? Meaning to say, should you hold them personally, in your spouse's name, in a trust, a holding company, or in a corporation? There's pros and cons to every one of these. What we find is, generally speaking, being in a trust or a corporation will give you the best latitude for capital gains as well as for tax expenses. Having said that, we highly suggest and recommend you talk to your tax accountant of choice to see what strategy is best for you to employ for your current and long-term goals.